Hey y'all, when we're in Conway, we often stop by this Beaver Fort Park lake here, and we walk on the trail, and we see this bridge. It's a really cool little iron bridge with an arc, and little did I know that this is a very valuable historic bridge in Arkansas, and also has a creepy side story that follows it along. So we're going to dive into that right now. So this is not just some ordinary walking bridge. This is Arkansas's oldest bridge. And you're saying, why would they put the oldest bridge over this lake cove right here in the park? Well, it didn't used to always be there. This is the Springfield Ozark Bridge, and it was built in 1872, all the way up in Kansas, and then they shipped it down here to little old Arkansas and put it over the Cadron Creek right east of the little town of Springfield. Now, the company that built the bridge was called King Bridge Company, I think it was, based in Ohio. But then they have an ironworks in Kansas, and that's where they constructed the bridge itself before shipping it down. I was wondering why Springfield, Arkansas. This town is tiny. Back in the day, Springfield had a long trek to get to the town of Ozark, which is on the White River. And Ozark was an important steamboat port at that time. It was an 80-mile trek or more by wagon, and anything to shorten that distance was worth the money. So they built this bridge, shipped it down to Arkansas, put it right here on the banks of the Cadron Creek where it's all muddy. They used to have a ferry here that would take you across the creek when the waters were up, but the bridge took over and replaced it. Now, over time, the bridge had a good history. You know, nothing really happened. There was a couple of legal disputes right at the beginning when they were putting it in, but, you know, there was nothing happened. Nobody got hurt. Nobody swept away in the rivers, but this tail started to form around the bridge, which was some screams of babies in the night when you walk across it. It was really creepy. And the locals would tell each other the story over time. There was no historical event that happened that led to this as far as anyone can tell. Now, I can imagine that this is some sort of tale that parents would tell their kids to keep them from going across the bridge unsupervised or hanging out there. Or, you know, it was a teen tale in school where they would dare each other to cross the bridge at 146 feet long and 20 feet wide, with these iron arches going over your head and the trees wrapped around. Still dark creek below. I'm sure it was quite an eerie dare for school students. Then it just followed them to adulthood, and, you know, they tell their kids and things like that. You know, years later, after the bridge had been used for decades, they bypassed the bridge and put a new one about 150 feet to the north. And then they abandoned the old one, and it was left to deteriorate here on the banks of the Cadron Creek. The tail still hung with it, and people still experienced some weird screams, but not only screams of a baby. I didn't mention this. There were screams of a woman who was terrified, so possibly a mother and child got into an accident and maybe swept away. Who knows? There's no record of anything happening other than a few floods that flooded over the bridge. It survived. They cabled it off to some trees to keep it from washing away during one flood. And it was over a mile wide, as recorded by the newspaper at the time. Once a bulldozer fell through the the boards, and then another dump truck, I think, was reportedly to fall through the boards, but no one got hurt. Just the bridge and some pocketbooks, I'm sure. This is one of the creepiest tales for me, is just to think about hearing screams at night, and you're just walking across this old bridge that's got trees hugging it from either side, and the darkness below, because this is a dark looking creek. If you see here in the clips, it's muddy and rocky all at the same time. It's a creepy looking creek right here in this area right outside of Springfield. So after the bridge was left to disrepair and to be reclaimed by nature, later on in 1988, it was put on the National Register of Historical Places. Now, it sat there for a while in the woods, and then in 2016, it was restored and moved and restored and placed here on this cove in Beaver Fork Lake Park. And this is where the story takes a weird little twist. After it was moved here to this park, most people don't even know that this bridge is what it is. It's Arkansas's oldest bridge and has a haunting story with it. After it was moved to the park, the reports started coming in here and there that the screams do happen still. The chills, the drops in temperature still happen to people on the bridge. It's become an interest to some of the paranormal investigators and thrill seekers to cross the bridge at night, which the park is closed at 10 o'clock or something like that, but I think they still do it. But also, there have been photos of orbs and strange things from the bridge. So definitely there seems to be something that followed the bridge to where it is now. So is this a haunting that is based on a location, or is it based on the iron and the bolts of this bridge? This is it. The old haunted Springfield Ozark Bridge in its entirety. What do you think?
It's pretty cool.
It's not spooky?
No.
It's not spooky at all, really.
But it's not nighttime either.
It's not nighttime and there's no screaming. But yeah, this is really pretty. Glad they kept it. I mean, this is the oldest bridge in Arkansas, and it's in a place where anybody can visit. I mean, there's paved trails right to it. If you have disabilities or whatever, there's a pretty easy access. I mean, there's a little slope, but I'll show you the slope here. It's not much of a slope. It looks fine to me. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that. But I think the other parking lot. Let's go back. From this way, I think the other hill is way higher or way steeper. But there's two places to park, either on this side, this end at the main entrance, or where we just looked, the secondary little pull-off parking area on the north side. But yeah, this is really cool, huh?
Yes, it is. It is.
Were you expecting to see ghosts or anything?
No, not really. What about you?
No,
Okay.
I really wasn't. I'm not saying there's no hauntings or anything, but I've never seen anything like that, so you know.
Maybe different at night.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is an Ozark County project, and we are at the Springfield Ozark Bridge in Conway, Beaver Fork Lake Park. And that's it for the story. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. What
Hype.
else? Hype. Yeah, hype. Anyway, we'll see you next time on the Ozark County project.
Bye.
Bye.